Jodi, where are we on this relief package? It's interesting. It seems to have boiled down to two key issues.
Yeah, that's right, Kathleen. It is two key issues right now, but they're big stumbling blocks. The House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, a Democrat, and Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin have expressed some optimism that they could reach a deal. The White House, of course, came out with a package earlier this week, the first that they had really come up with since the election. So there are things on the table, but there's a lot of work to be done, and they have to do this quickly. They need to get this done in the next few days to get it through Congress before they go off on holiday break. And then, of course, in the start of the new year, we will have a new Congress, and they would have to start all over again. So there's a lot of pressure to try to get this done. The two key issues are that business liability shield and aid to state and local governments. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell scolded Nancy Pelosi and the Democratic leader, Chuck Schumer, saying they were obstructionists, they weren't working toward a deal. Democrats fired back at him. One Democratic Senator, Chris Coons, told reporters that he and others are trying to release a proposal on those liability protections in order to break that impasse. What basically it would be a 6-month moratorium on all coronavirus-related lawsuits and give employers that are sued enhanced ability to defend themselves.
The virus, meanwhile, affecting Americans at an ever-increasing clip in the last weeks, I should say, before the end of the year. What's the trend that we're seeing, and what are we seeing when it comes to hospitalization rates?
Yeah, these are pretty sobering trends, Heidi. We're basically seeing what some had predicted with that, when people went out at Thanksgiving, that there was going to be a big surge in December, and we're seeing that. For 6 of December's first 8 days, the trailing week average, as it's known, of new cases is really at a terrifying peak. The Centers for Disease Control is forecasting that there will be 300,000 deaths by Christmas. And that's really a huge concern, obviously, and a big change. We had not really been seeing the deaths creep up, and that had happened really in December. In just more than a week in December, deaths were more than double the rate of the same week in November. And also hospitals are starting to be overwhelmed across the country, particularly in the South, where we're seeing this. The South has almost a third of new cases, though they're rising across the entire eastern seaboard as well. 28 states have broken single-day records this month, and hospitals just aren't able to keep up.
Making this following question all the more urgent. What's the latest with vaccine trials?
Yeah, so we are seeing things move forward here, but Johnson & Johnson, interestingly, is cutting the size of its COVID-19 vaccine trial from 60,000 volunteers to just 40,000. And researchers are saying that they can draw conclusions on a smaller trial size because the virus is so pervasive across the U.S., saying that they really can get what they need from that smaller size, and that changing the size, the study size, does not indicate the results will come out on a different timetable. U.S. Almost set to approve that vaccine. It just tried to start getting it to people very soon. Joe Biden, of course, making the statement earlier this week that in the first 100 days of his administration, starting on January 20th, that he hopes to get 100 million people vaccinated, which, of course, is an ambitious goal, but one that Anthony Fauci, who's the chief scientist, the chief doctor on this virus, and will remain as Joe Biden's chief doctor on this, has said he thinks that goal, while an ambitious goal, could be reachable in January through March if they're able to go ahead and get these approved quickly.